In our world, scientific advancements are being made every day. At the same time, dangerous truths about these advances are being covered up. Cloning is one such danger. It has the power to erode our moral and ethical foundations at the core of society. One ominous question persists. Should cloning technology be pursued? One man sought to answer this question and stop cloning in its vile tracks. This is his story. Cloning technology may seem like the answer to all our problems, ushering in new medical technologies, bringing back lost loved ones, and providing a new source of food, to name a few. But the costs that it brings are far greater. We lose a part of who we are, and our ability to see what really matters. I spread the truth using the best method I could, and it's gotten me here.
Allows me to introduce myself. I'm Special Agent Jack Covino. That's Covino with a K. All I wants to know is why'd you do it. I want the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. Start talking.
I did it to prove a point.
A point? What kind of point could you possibly be trying to prove at that point, huh? You killed over 80 people. Millions and millions of dollars worth of damage. I want the truth.
That facility was breaking moral and ethical laws that we put together decades ago. Not only that, that facility could have spread a wildfire that could have spread all over the country, maybe the world.
Sit down! Morals and ethics you're giving me here. I got your morals and ethics. Hey. Listen, there's an ongoing investigation. An investigation about the truth, and the truth about what's really going on with that cloning.
There was no truth in that facility. None whatsoever. They weren't just researching cloning, they were putting it in practice. You talk about me costing millions of dollars by blowing up that facility, but you have no idea. Researching cloning, and cloning itself, is largely expensive. And immensely inefficient. Let me tell you, the first cloned mammal, Dolly the sheep, was a success out of 277 trials. Later animals that were cloned showed very little success. 24% of them died within 3 months of their birth. Another 2% of those died due to chronic sickness.
What's a few farm animals got to do with me? Or you blowing up that facility?
Well, that facility wasn't just focused on cloning animals or cells. In fact, they were beginning to focus on cloning humans. Matter of fact, they'd gotten pretty far along before I stopped them. Do you have any idea what they were doing in there? In many cases, the babies that were born in their trials and cases were either aborted or born into extremely short and excruciating lives. Can you fathom the painful screams that those babies were putting out? Do you have any idea of the pain they were endured, that their small bodies were creating within themselves? You don't, do you? I don't think you do. Because you know what? Whenever one of those babies showed abnormalities that could grossly affect their lives, as many of them had, they were crumpled up, tossed in the garbage, like a piece of trash. Embryos being mutilated every day. That facility was degrading our view of life. In fact, cloning itself degrades our view of life.
Listen, you fungool. That's just the way things are.
But it isn't the way things have to be.
Sit down.
What I'm saying is, cloning isn't necessary to our procreation. And it's getting in the way of our ability to research new medical technologies that are more moral and ethical. And these technologies could solve problems that people think cloning can.
I got nothing to do with that. Besides, do I look like I need a clone to you?
You say that, detective. But I don't think you really believe it. You know what I heard? Your wife died recently.
I just miss you, Francesca. I was missing you a whole bunch. Yeah, and?
I'm sure you've been consulted on cloning her.
How do you know that?
That's not important. But what is important is the fact that with psychological effects of cloning on humans, she would know if you were her husband or father.
Why, I ought to do the world a favor right now and just go ahead and just end it for you, just like you ended it for the people. Unfortunately, I got superiors above me. Can't express my own opinions. Here, clean yourself up. You're getting mess all over my room here.
Is it wrong to want more than this for mankind? This process that ends in 98% failures could doom mankind. Ian Willman, one of the co-creators of Dolly the Sheep, said that it would be criminally irresponsible to begin human cloning projects. Could you imagine a life where the person you see in the mirror is a stranger? Can you imagine an existence where your face isn't just your own, but someone else's? Isn't part of being human being unique? I ask again, is it wrong to want more?